Check this video out on my backup channel right there. I just dropped the link, right? And subscribe to that channel if you didn't, if you don't mind, please, right? And shout out to everybody that already did. So Gene been giving Suge information, and Suge need to be careful listening to Gene lying ass. Gene been talking with Suge Knight, and he been giving him information about Diddy. So he done told Suge about Corey Jacobs and got Suge out here doing interviews talking about Corey Jacobs is giving Keefy D's son money for Keefy D, and they helping Keefy D out. And I told y'all that is a lie, right? That is a lie. And I wanted to bring Keefy D's son on, right? But he works when I go live. So he sent me a message, right, to play for y'all. And here's it go. And here it go. Yo, what's up, man? Let's keep it joint, man. I don't let people know true. I'm on the motherfucker Corey, Corey Jacobs. I think that's his name. I don't know the motherfucker, but I never met Corey Jacobs. Never had no dealings with him. Never got a call from him. I wish you ever talk to me and give me some money if you owe me some money. That's what I know about. I'm Corey Edwards, and I ain't talked to him in years, but yeah, I'm the Corey Jacobs. I don't know him by no means. So you seeing Suge going on this rant saying that yo, this nigga G is horrible, bro. First he said he wanted to see Diddy Epstein. Y'all can't hear it? Hold on. I'm gonna have to put it on my computer then. Let me see. Let me see how I put this on the computer. Let me see, sir. Yo, what's up, man? Let's keep it in joint, man. I don't let people know true. I'm on the motherfucker Corey, Corey Jacobs. I think that's his name. I don't know the motherfucker, but I never met Corey Jacobs. Never had no dealings with him. Never got a call from him. Were y'all able to hear that? No? Let me see something. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I don't even think I got my mic on. I damn sure don't. Check, check, check. Check. Can y'all hear me now? I didn't have the mic on. I thought I had my mic on. I didn't have the mic on. Now you should be able to hear it. No, what's up, man? I don't like people know. Were y'all able to hear that? Check. No sound. Check, check. Hold on. Check, 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 check. Am I good? Can you hear me now? I'm going in and out. Now you hear me? Let's try this again. Nobody heard that. You know what? I'll just put it up after the show is over. No sound at all now. I don't know how y'all not having no sound and I'm seeing the levels. Or y'all can hear me, but not the recording. Check. The recording is good. Y'all can hear me. All right, don't worry about it. I'll put it up after this. Y'all can hear me, but you can't hear the recording. Okay. Let me see how I can. I'll what you call it. I'll put it up by itself. It's the call y'all can't hear. You're fine, not the recording. All right. Don't worry. I'll put it up by itself. All right. So what I'll do is I'll make a video out of it and I'll upload it. Let me see if I could drop the audio. Oh, all right. So y'all can hear me. Y'all just can't hear the call. How's Ron hearing both? Let me try one more time. 2, 1, 2. We can hear you, Choke, not the recording. All right. Can y'all hear me now? I don't hear myself in the headphones. Hold on. Check, 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 check. Y'all hear me? Let me try this one more time on the microphone. Yo, what's up, man? Let's keep these dream, man. I don't have to pay for no truth. I don't know motherfucker Corey, Jacobs, I think that's his name. But I never met a Corey Jacobs, never had no dealings with him, never got a dollar from him. You want to reach out to me and give me some money if you know responsibility. I don't know about. Only Corey I know is Corey Everett. I haven't talked to him in years, but yeah, I don't know Corey Jacobs. I don't know him about no names. Yo, what's up, man? Let's keep these dream, man. I don't have to pay for no truth. I don't know no motherfucker Corey, Jacobs. Never met Corey Jacobs, never had no dealings with him, never got a dollar from him. You want to reach out to me and give me some money if you know responsibility. Only Corey I know is Corey Everett. I haven't talked to him in years, but yeah, I don't know Corey Jacobs. I don't know him about. It's muffled. All right, don't worry about it. I'll post it by itself. But basically, what he said is he don't know no Corey Jacobs. He never met him. Um, he never gave him no money. If he do owe him some money or he got some money from him, he jokingly like, yeah, give it to me. But he never met him. Only Corey he know is Corey Edwards, and he hasn't seen him in years. So, like I said, this dude giving Suge information and got him on platforms, sitting there telling stories that are not true. You know what I'm saying? But all they trying to do is trying their best to link Diddy to the Keefy D situation, which I need to do a whole new show, a whole nother show on the Tupac thing. Now, prior, I talked about the Tupac thing with Diddy, right? And I was believing a lot of information that came from like the Gene Dales and other lying ass people, right? Like Gene now saying um he never said he saw a check for $1 million, right? I believed a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna tell y'all now, today, you know, I'm retracting a lot of this the stuff that I said that I felt like Diddy got Pac killed, right? Because of that whole check story and all that stuff. Now that I know that that whole check story is a lie and everything, and now that Keefy D is implicating Reggie Wright Jr. in the murder of Tupac, I now believe that Tupac murder was all in house. I believe that Tupac was killed by death row. Why? Because he was leaving, right? Now, I just seen an interview more recently with a chick named Virginia Slim, right? And she talks about how Tupac was leaving. And the only two people that say that Pac was not leaving is Reggie and Suge. For the most part, everybody else whether you talking about Gobi, if you're talking about Tracy, if you're talking about uh some of the outlaws, if you talk about um Yaki's mom, Gaddafi's mom, um, who else? Keisha Cole, uh I just can't think off the top of my head, right? Why y'all can y'all hear me, man? Because now you got somebody here saying they can't hear. Or maybe they behind. That's what it is. Some of these people are probably behind in the show. Fadu said that he was leaving too in the old video. All right. What you call it? I believe that the whole thing was death row. I believe Tupac got killed by death row. And I'm gonna break it down with my receipts so it doesn't look like I'm just changing my narrative or whatever. Because now that I know that the check is in, the most important thing is I know Gene's a liar. A lot of my a lot of my beliefs came from thinking that Gene was being honest and truthful in some of the stuff that he was saying before I found out how much of a liar he was. Right. And I got other reasons to believe why I believe it. But for what I believe now, right, is that the whole thing was orchestrated by Death Row, allegedly, right? Death Row security, Death Row homies, because if something, I'm gonna leave y'all with something to think about, right? If Reggie did, if his incompetence and him making sure that security didn't have no guns, right? And the fact that he didn't show up to the hospital for 3 hours later, right? The fact that he keep lying and his story changes over and over and over, right? And he keeps trying to dispel all these lies, right? Trying to get Frank to lie and everything. Just X Diddy out your mind and the whole thing with Keefy D talk about Diddy offer him some money, right? Just keep in mind that two things, right? Pac didn't understand gang politics. And don't think that because he grew up in Oak. I mean, he didn't grow up. Well, he grew up in Oakland too. But the fact that he was in Oakland in California, don't let that make you think Pac understood gang politics because there's no gangs in Oakland, right? I don't know about today, but even today, I don't know of being gangs in Oakland. But there were no gangs in Oakland, definitely back then, right? The fact that Reggie did so much bad stuff and we caught Reggie in so many lies, right? The fact that Suge kept him around, even after Pac fired him and David Kenner and everything, the fact that he kept him around and he got buildings in his name and he let him run Death Row after all the foul stuff and incompetence that Reggie did. And to the fact that him and Suge was even talking up until recently, right? That's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm gonna get into it more and I'm gonna show y'all more with the receipts, right? I believe the whole thing was orchestrated to kill Pac because he was leaving death row. Think about this. Something for you to hold on to until I come back with the whole breakdown, right? You think that, oh, here's the other thing, right? If you know the story and you know it well, remember Suge and Pac had an argument at the hotel after Snoop was on the radio saying that he ain't have no beef with Puff and Big, right? In that meeting, Pac and Suge had an argument, right? Pac told Suge in that meeting that he was leaving Death Row, and Pac told Suge that he could have the Machiavelli album. That would be his 3 albums. All Eyes on Me being a double, Machiavelli being the third, right? Which he only had a 3-album deal with Death Row. You know that from the contract on the napkin, right? After that in that meeting, Suge was about to pound Pac out, right? Michael Moore stepped in and told Suge, yo, you can't do that. I'm still his security. I can't let you do that. When they walked out of the hotel, Pac told Michael Moore, yo, I'm a dead man walking. Because he told him he was leaving, right? Pac got on that plane and he didn't see nobody from Death Row again into Vegas, right? Can you imagine telling Suge Knight you leaving Death Row after this nigga just bailed you out of jail? What you think would happen to you if Suge bailed your ass out of jail? I'm not saying Suge killed him, right? I'm saying it was in house allegedly. Think about it. Suge was getting ready to beat up Pac, right? Michael Moore stopped him, right? And told him, yo, I can't let you do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still his security. Pac leaves that meeting after telling Suge he's leaving Death Row, right? They all go get on the plane together, him, Snoop, Suge, whatever. Remember, Snoop tell the story about how he got the knives under the blanket and all that other, the knife and the fork or whatever, right? They get off the plane, they go their ways. Pac don't see none of them again until Vegas. But he walks out of the hotel and tells Michael Moore, yo, I'm a dead man walking, right? Now think of all the players in the Vegas incident. You got Trayvon come up to Pac and send him over to Orlando, right? You know, Trayvon, Reggie, K Dub all grew up together on the same block, right? K Dub, remember, he's the guy that block is in front of Suge, jumps out the car, runs up to the car, and allegedly asks Pac and Suge, are they okay? Right? Reggie never brings Trayvon to the grand jury. He don't bring K Dub to the grand jury, right? Trayvon tells Pac whatever he tells him about to send him over to Orlando. Orlando's standing there waiting, right? We know what transpires after that. Reggie doesn't get fired. Trayvon never testifies or talks about it. K Dub never testifies in the grand jury, or well, he talked about it as far as outside of talking to Crump. in the other interview that he did, right? And then Orlando, who supposed to have been the shooter, right? Not only do he go testify for Suge, right? Think about this. You mean to tell me, as gangsters them niggas was, it wasn't Keefy D, Orlando never getting nothing happens to them as far as them not even getting beat up, right? And then they turn around and have meetings with Red, allegedly with Reggie Sr. and Sergeant Reynolds, and they give him money, Orlando Anderson, to go and testify in Suge's hearing. And Reggie is running the label. Nobody's mad at none of these niggas, right? Nobody's mad at Orlando. Nobody's mad at Reggie, right? And all these guys still have relationships, but Pac's dead, right? Now, where did the story come from that Orlando and them did it? Allegedly, Reggie, right? He told Greg Caden that Biggie got killed because by Southside, who's KVD in them, who we know is a lie because they was there with Biggie. Biggie got killed because Southside didn't get their money for the hit on Tupac, right? And then they come with the narrative that Diddy offered them money to do it. That's why I had the girl Patrice ask Reggie. I thought Tupac got killed because he jumped on a gangbanger. So why would you say they didn't get their money for the hit, right? Because the narrative was created to throw it off death row, allegedly, right? Think about it. Think about it, right? Reggie gave Greg Caden the whole narrative that it was Southside and put those people in the cars. What did Gaddafi say? The dude was light skinned with a mustache, bald head, and looked like a bitch in the face, right? So we know it was no brown skin. We know the story they tell is all brown skinned dudes in the car. Nobody in that car was light skinned. The only eyewitness that saw the shooter was light skinned, right? And he mysteriously gets killed, right? So you mean to tell me that Southside, who never had a beef with the mob, right? And we know that to be a fact, right? When Suge says free Keith ED, when Orlando goes and testifies in court on Suge's behalf, right? They could have whipped his ass at the courthouse if he killed Tupac, right? And then who was able to call a father that wasn't at the fight, that wasn't at the shooting, and told their father, Orlando Anderson is the one who killed Tupac? Reggie, right? How would Reggie know that? He didn't meet up with nobody and was able to call his father within 30 minutes to an hour and tell him, Orlando killed Tupac, right? But his father and Sergeant Reynolds have a meeting with Keefy D in Orlando to pay him money to go testify on Suge's behalf. Wouldn't you have sued Reggie for, and Reggie even says himself, they should have sued him for his security company failing to protect Tupac, right? Reggie never gets sued and then he turns around and runs the company. Everybody that was involved in Tupac's shooting or was around Tupac during the shooting was from who? Death Row, right? And now Keefy D is telling the truth, allegedly, saying that Reggie orchestrated the killing of Tupac, allegedly. Now we know Reggie to be a suspect in it, and we seen that in the courthouse on TV, and we know that he's officially a suspect, right? And now when Suge and Reggie started beefing, even more comes out, right? So the Diddy thing is really, in my opinion, to throw off, to take it off Death Row, right? But it's more that I want to say that I'm not going to say right now, right? Because I don't want to give everything up right this second because the niggas is watching. Right? But if you know the story, like I know the story, right? Do it make sense to you that Orlando is standing there, Trayvon go over the pot and say whatever he say to send him straight over to Trayvon, right? And then later on, Trayvon is testifying on Suge's behalf, and nothing ever happens to Orlando Anderson. I mean, Orlando Anderson's testifying for Suge's behalf, right? And nothing happens to Southside. Hold that. Hold that. And just think about it. And when I drop the other thing on y'all, it's all going to click. But I'm going to leave y'all with that one, all right? Choke No Joke, please subscribe to the channel, all right? Sit back, hold that, think about it, right? Allegedly, Pac was killed by Death Row. It was an all in-house thing, allegedly. Think about that. Now that I'm seeing Gene over there talking to Suge and trying to feed a narrative, right? Think about it. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. You know what it is. Peace. You know what it is. Choke No Joke. Either war. Rest in peace, Fuego. Don't ask me why. We here now. Choke No Joke. Grego. Rest in peace.
You know what it is. I say I neglect her. I love my child. You make me go wild with your parenting style. Only for her, I wear this smile. Cause inside, it's really a grin. If I was a drinker, I'd be drunk off gin. I'm not a quitter, I fight to the end. You're not gonna dictate who life I'm in. Just mad cause I went from boys to men. Like Wanya and Brandy, the road end. I say it in French, we are thin. I do not like you, you're not my friend. You make me cringe, get under my skin like veins, blood, bagging up cane. Don't know too many dudes that go through these things. Deal with your bullshit and still stay sane. Your brains with a blue early in the game. Yeah, deadbeat, I'll make you dead me. You wanna see me locked up like me, so I kick back and let the preacher preach. Wisdom of his word, get me through each day. Emancipation on the way. I'ma celebrate from September to May. Till the casket close, we go our way. I just pray she love me one day. Happy Father's Day, I love my child. 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 The worst type of chick, bottom of the pile. Tell him it's his and know that it's mine. Mine's is his, then run for years. What the fuck was you thinking all those years? What if she needed a donor and needed me there? The family even questioned her hair, cause she came from your womb. Do you think that is fair? I remember the day I called you out of nowhere. You heard my voice, all you heard was air. I bet you were hella scared. You said forget her, you better without her. Her's my daughter, this is an order. Try running again and you'll be crawling. Cause I'm coming through like Mike Duggan falling down. This time not fucking around. I wanna see it now and I don't care how. You do it, I do it, move quickly. All the years that you ditched me, and right now you going to hitch me to your back. Take me where she's at, and don't worry, it won't be no clapping. These are the years of me rapping, producing, directing. For you it'd be hectic. I love my child and I don't regret. Happy Father's Day, I love my child. 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 Take me to court, bitch, that shit don't hurt me. I've been to court for worse, still survive, see? I know it's not about the money. You filed to hurt me, I'm not a deadbeat. When it's all good, you know it's all sweet. When it's all hood, you gotta bear with me. Your girlfriends say take me to court. How you don't ask and then go to court? You know when you ask, things get brought or paid. Emancipation on the way, we'll hang out any given day. Your relationship will fade away. We will get close, you will fade away. Like the baby mama that ran state to state and had to run for about 8 years. Some say how she lived. That might satisfy the father but ruin the kid. Trust me, I speak it cause I live. And another song that info give. That's info for who follow the kid. We went half on the baby, chick you played me. Kidnapped my babies and made them hate me. Y'all ladies don't know, y'all drive us crazy. Fellas, if you out there, your mission, baby. I love my child. Choke no joke. This go out to all the fathers out there that miss their babies. They took our babies from us over money, child support. Now they don't even know us. This go out to you. Choke no joke. Yeah. It's choke no joke. Let's go. Choke no joke. Chicken choke no joke. Choke no joke. Niggas choke.